for a first down play. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? It's hard to find a place these days that the Big Ten doesn't touch geographically, but there's a lot of crossover with the Big Ten and Big 12 and plenty of bragging rights on the line when their schools meet.
You think about Nebraska once upon a time being in the Big 12, now in the Big 10 too. These conferences also recruit in similar areas too. So this game is interesting, David, because a lot of these players, they're familiar with each other from high school.
Yeah, and I tell you, from experience, you hate that. Like, you get to know each other, you go to the other school, like, you're now my enemy. You're not my friend anymore. So a chance to prove it, a chance for the Big 12, who's been kind of pillaged and pulled apart at times, sometimes by the Big 10. Let's go out and make a statement today.
Out of the shotgun on third down. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's fourth down. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. FIU will line up to punt. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Running it back, it's Washington. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. On first down, here comes this offense. Use the play fake, now to throw. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Florida Atlantic trying to get back on the ball. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time and late in the season.
To throw, it's McDonald. Throws to the wideout. He makes the catch. He's running free down the middle. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call. They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game?
Yeah, and I feel like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they put points up in electrifying fashion with an 82-yard toss for 6. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. The Florida International offense is back on the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3-and-out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Starting this drive like that is exactly what they had hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. Reads it, fires complete.
Well, it's a nice job by the defender. They're closing the gap with the wide receiver. They're going to complete the hitch pass, but he's able to run right up on him, get him to the ground for a minimal gain.
This offense has a second down play. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He's got it. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. The biggest lie college football coaches tell is nameless, faceless opponent. David, game like this, you know their name and you know their face.
You know them well, and it does mean just a little bit more because it's bragging rights. Like, the rivalries matter so much all throughout the year. All the fans talking about this game in particular, that's why it means more, and that's why these players will be jacked out of their minds.
They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Back to the air one more time. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
On 3rd and long, you know what's coming. It's exactly where you want to get an offense. The passing game has to come out. You go nickel, bring some more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack to force the 4th down.
And they'll just down it right there. Ford Atlantic takes over again, and the Owls offense will go back to work. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Looking for space. It's Underwood. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
And this is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. The give to the back. Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, give him 1. They have had to wear that beat down since the last time these two met, Jesse.
And they've been talking about it for a long time. They were absolutely embarrassed. The players, the coaches, the fans. You know, David, coming into this game this time, they want to put out a much better performance.
Oh, there's nothing worse. The coaches are riding you all week leading up into this game, reminding you, showing the clips in the locker room. You know you failed. You want to come out and get a great start in this football game early.
Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27. Florida Atlantic races to the line. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. Florida Atlantic will send the punt unit onto the field. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Guys, FIU ready to go back to work on offense. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
4 wideout set, 2 by 2 on 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. And the pass is intercepted. Going the other way, and he's got room. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
And that's just excellent coverage. Man, cover one, nowhere to throw the football. Look at everybody playing man across the board, and you still got the safety in the middle of the field. Nobody open, and if I'm the QB man, I don't need to force it. I don't force it into tight windows if it's not there. He throws it, unfortunately, gets the interception. Bad decision by the QB there.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
After misfiring, it's 2nd down. The play action fake. Fires to the wideout. And that pass picked off. Trying to take it back. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. And the senior just took that one out of the air and sends it the other way.
It's so nice to see defenders squeeze that pigskin. A lot of times, in great position, you see them there to make the play, but there's a reason they play defense. Not this time. Great job securing the interception.
They'll crank up this drive with the pass. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
The quarterback just needs to settle down. He looks like he's just too excited right now. He had his receiver wide open down the field and just put way too much mustard on that throw, overthrowing an open guy. That should have been 6.
And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack. FIU will line up to punt. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He'll aim it toward the sideline to try to make it tough on the return team. And that one will bounce and roll out of bounds. Let's see exactly where they mark it. Florida Atlantic has the ball back, and the offense will try to put together a drive. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down.
What a snag by the defense. Didn't get a ton on the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they've got it at the 48.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
First down here for the offense. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the freshman will chalk up a sack.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
From the gun, Give on the inside. Still running at the 40. He's off to the races. And they get him out of bounds after an explosive run, just chewing up yardage along the way.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice. He can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And the Panthers in the hurry-up. The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
Unsuccessful second down, and now I'm immediately thinking, I got a little bit more than I want, so what are my pass plays? What am I going to get into here offensively to try to have success on third down?
3rd and goal, where the strong come through. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The pressure ramps up on 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers!
And how about the offense? They spread them out. Everybody spread wide. Easier to read a defense when you do that. They find the matchup they want, and they get rewarded with the score.
Ready to try the point after. And it's up and good. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they cap the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Washington. He's out of bounds at the 31 after a nice return. The Florida Atlantic offense will return to the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41.
What a weapon this guy is, right? The tight end position, not only can he get open, he can run away from people after the catch. He's a big dude, so he's hard to bring down anyway, but the speed is what makes him different.
Quarterback checking the play. Looking to move it through the air. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Florida Atlantic trying to line up quickly. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Second down coming up. Looking for room. It's Underwood. And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Florida Atlantic will have to send out the punt team.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
Open runway ahead. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. Love to see the fearlessness of a quarterback to work the middle of the field.
And he's got so much confidence in his own arm talent to be able to get that football there before the defense can break it up.
One big play can really flip the script of a drive. It's 1st and 10 from just outside the 30. Feeling some heat. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
Really nice pressure by the defense, getting in there quickly, getting a hit on the quarterback, making the quarterback make a quick decision, and he makes the wrong decision. He throws into double coverage, but that's really because of the pressure in his face and the physical hit on his body.
After the incompletion, let's see if they go back to the air on 2nd and 10 from the 33. He's looking to throw. Just missed on the connection, incomplete. This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. They want to just keep throwing it. Finds his big tight end. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. On 1st and goal, let's see if FIU can get it in. They'll try to get it in with the run. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
This has been really good for the defense, too. It's kind of a bend-don't-break mentality, right? Really bowing up with your backs against the wall. If you can win this next 3rd down, try to force the opponent into a field goal. That's a win if you're on defense.
Looking to throw on 3rd and goal. Gets it out fast. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. And he'll boot one from the right hash. He ought to be able to navigate that angle from this distance. Tried to give it enough body English, but he missed it. After that failed field goal attempt, fellas, still tie ball game.
Well, that's one the kicker would like to have back. That's a kick he should be making in his sleep.
Power football with the run. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. It's McDonald. Makes a connection. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Well, it didn't take long for this guy to leave his impact in the game, guys. With that catch, this guy's already over 100 yards in the game, and we're not even done the 1st half.
It'll be a 1st down from the 49-yard line. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Wants to throw on first down. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. The give to the running back from the shotgun. They keep feeding him in this running game, and the defense is having none of it. It's been that way all day. On third down, he drops to throw. He's going to take off. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
At the 41. Now, fourth down.
The defense burns their third and final timeout of the half.
Florida International.
Florida Atlantic decides to punt it away. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Florida Atlantic will send the punt unit onto the field. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. He's not going to get there, and they'll turn it over on downs. The fake doesn't work.
And obviously you're trying to catch him off guard, but it didn't work. I'm not a fan of fake punts. I'd rather put my offense on the field and guys that do this for a living all the time and are really good at it, but tried the sneak attack, and it did not work.
They'll throw it on first down. The quick out. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Well, when you're throwing these out routes, guys, it's location, location, location. As a QB, you've got to put that out in front of your guy so he can make the catch. You put that behind him, that might be getting picked. Nice job there by the QB.
Hits him inside the 20, still going. Touchdown, Panthers. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
Number 3.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Western Michigan is currently working from behind, but how many times have we said that and then witnessed something special happen? This time of year, you never know. They're trailing by 10 to the Coyotes. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Florida Atlantic takes over again, and the Owls offense will go back to work. Looking for a man. It's McDonald. Buying some time. Fires to the right. He's got him wide open. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Florida Atlantic gets to the line quickly. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Movement here from the tight end. To the air on first down. And the pass is incomplete, but the flag flies, and there was a lot of early contact there. As a defense, you hate to let them move the chains on a penalty, but that's what they did. It's 1st and 10. They move the tight end all over. He's going to pass. This one's complete. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
On second down, he'll let it fly. Lets it fly deep downfield. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Owls.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. We trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. International offense is back on the field. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back and forth, and I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every third down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. We can't let our serve get broken.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes. Just a great job defensively, making him go through his progressions, and he really didn't have time to do it.
And that's exactly what you do in zone coverage. You drop in your spots. You read the quarterback's eyes, make sure you take away that quick stuff, and a great job rushing the passer and getting the sack.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. FIU has it on a tee, about ready to go here in the third quarter. He'll bring it out. It's Washington. Makes a move. He's on the loose. There he goes. Open it up. They won't get him. It's a touchdown.
What a way to seize momentum here. You start the second half, you take the first kick back to the house. Great blocking and an awesome job in the open field, making people miss and showing you the speed on that return. Wow.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. You get a return like that, and it can't just be the guy with the ball who's right. Everybody has to do a job, and they did that in brilliant fashion on that one. They're just about to boot it away, full of energy after housing that last kickoff. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Guys, FIU ready to go back to work on offense. He'll start this third quarter with a run. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. FIU pushing tempo. Looking to pass on second down. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Back up inside their 20. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Fires to the middle. Pass on the way. It's picked off. They get him on the ground after the turnover, but there is a flag on the field, and we'll see if that will be a reprieve for this offense. So the quarterback stood in there and took that hit, and it pays off with a roughing the passer penalty and a first down. He'll pull it on the read. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43.
Yeah, and how about the QB? Calls his own number and all these options, obviously multiple plays. He decides to stick with it, get some positive yards, and now what's next off of that? What's my next read off of that? How am I going to mix things up and keep this defense off balance?
Now on second down and short. On the ground, it's Lions. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Ball is at the 42-yard line, close to 4-down territory. Here's 3rd and short. Trying play action. Pressure coming. Takes a hit as he fires. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
FIU will line up to punt. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. A low line drive and short kick. Florida Atlantic has the ball back, and the offense will try to put together a drive. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Now the play fake. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. He was looking for a little more on that return, but he hands this offense a short field at the 35.
What a big game-changing play. I love when you see defensive players, they jump on the ball like they were the offensive guys. So aggressive, going and getting that pick.
Fires into traffic, it's picked off. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
How about the big fella? I know this is not in his job description to pick off passes, but the eye-hand coordination, able to get his big pass up there, stabs it out of there. It was like he was almost surprised he had the football. Just start rumbling and stumbling once he had possession.
The Florida Atlantic offense will return to the field. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
To the air, it's McDonald. Just too much juice on. Airmails his receiver out of bounds.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw it where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
Third and short from the 49. Is this 4-down territory? Quarterback checking off. In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. Blasted as he lets it go. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down.
And that's a play on 3rd down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give them a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
Florida Atlantic will have to send out the punt team. We assume he's going to punt it this time. He did complete a pass earlier. Gets it back, and the Panthers will send the offense back onto the field. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this all.
Brings it down on the right side. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
Good pass protection isn't just offensive line, right? Running backs also have to be able to pick up the blitz. That running back did an outstanding job. That allowed his quarterback to just buy a little bit more time before making that throw.
FIU pushing tempo. He's back to throw on 2nd down.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football. You can tell.
The Panthers have it with a 1st and 10. He'll keep it himself. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense. Understand, listen, that QB is a threat. And they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
Quick strike complete. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, FIU.
This guy's an excellent route runner, and he has really good hands. You've got to. That's now his 3rd receiving touchdown. They've only played 3 games. Nobody can cover this guy up to this point of the season.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Tulsa is down right now, but this young man under center has shown some moxie today. We could see a legend born in Chapman Stadium. They're trailing by just 4 to Rice. Any big developments in
He'll come out throwing on 1st down. He's looking deep. Makes the catch down the right side. All by himself down the middle. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. And that one will put him up here in the 2nd half.
And what nice play design. You get your speedster, you put him in the slot, usually get a better matchup, and then what do? You fade him towards that sideline, run a go. Nice ball thrown way out wide. He just runs underneath it, and just too much speed. Couldn't catch him. Gets in the end zone for 6.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He's going to bring it out from deep. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Florida International offense is back on the field. Jesse, a very productive drive last time wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. We'll see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't...
He's going for a big play downfield. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
I'll tell you what, defensive players don't always see where the ball is. They see the receiver and they get to chase him. A really good job seeing where the receiver is, going and making an interception, making a big play, getting the ball back to your offense.
A great spot to start this drive for the offense. To the ground with the bat. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And when you play defensive end, it's all about getting off the football. You can tell, gets off the football really fast, gets in the backfield, gets the running back before he knows what hit him. What a play by the defensive end.
Running back searching for a hole. Not much room. A pickup of 2 down to the 28.
This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last play.
A little less room to work with now as the ball's at the 28 and it's 3rd and long. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He's got it. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
It's a nice effort by the running back, but in that 3rd and long situation, it's just too much work for that running back to convert that 3rd down. Really, nice job. Got to give the defense credit. They surrounded him, got him to the ground.
They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. Just drives it between the uprights. And that will extend their lead even further. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. From back of the end zone, he'll bring it out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Guys, FIU ready to go back to work on offense. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close, David.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now, and you score so quickly, it's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You keep being aggressive.
Oh, man. The quarterback almost just threw his 2nd interception on as many drives. He's trying to fit that football in there. It gets tipped up in the air. He's lucky that wasn't picked off.
Trying to get to it. Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. Taking it the other way. And he's out of bounds at the 3. Almost took that one all the way back.
Well, that's the 2nd pick in as many series now for this quarterback. But, David, I love the defense right now and the way they're reading and reacting to all these route concepts. I mean, they are all over these guys on the back end.
All over the field, making plays. Listen, you're supposed to see the quarterback break on the football. You've seen several breaks on the football. Your job is to know what the offense does really, really well. And you can tell this defense is dialed in, and they know exactly what this offense wants to.
Touchdown, Owls! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese. And you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner will be knocked down.
And the Florida International offense will take over. 1st and
10. FIU gets it back, and the Panthers will send the offense back onto the field. Trailing now by 17, David. This is an opportunity that they need to answer. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
You can just see the excitement this defense has every play. They're almost wishing this quarterback drops back to throw because they know they're going to get home to him. That's the 6th time they've registered a sack.
And now they have enhanced their degree of difficulty on 2nd and long from the 6. Off play action. He's going to go down, and he's in his own end zone. It's going to be a safety.
You could tell the defense smelled it. They knew exactly where they were on the field, put the pressure on him, got him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
The kickoff team lined up. They'll have to give it back after giving up that safety. Looking for a block. It's Washington.
Returner brings it out to the 29. And your FAU Owls will take over. 1st and 10.
Florida Atlantic takes over again, and the Owls offense will go back to work. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Off the play fake on 1st down. Dances away from the pressure, going to his left. They'll wrap him up, and he didn't find the same kind of running room this time as he did on the previous play.
I love when you change the launch point, when you move the quarterback and bootleg him outside of the pocket. You can see he does a really good job of gaining depth as he goes outside. Now he's a threat to run the football or throw it. Guys have to drop back a little bit, then he can run the football and get a positive gain.
Florida Atlantic, 40. Florida International, 21.
Second down here as they go back to work after the break.
Here we go. Tuna. Convoy.
Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Now on 2nd down. They'll run play action. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
That defender was not fooled at all by the play action. He never thought the offense was running the football. He had his ears pinned back, used his speed to get to the QB.
Motion from the offense. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the 1st down.
There's just not a lot of great play calls, guys, for 3rd in California. So you hand it off, you try to get some of that yardage back. We'll see what happens next.
Florida Atlantic decides to punt it away. Fourth time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. Might have thought he'd want to try to pick up a few yards there, but he's content with making the fair catch right around the 35-yard line. The Florida International offense is back on the field. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to...
He lobs one high down the left side. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
You know, it's one thing to take shots early in the game when the defense may not be expecting it, but at this point, fourth quarter, you're trailing by a lot. They know you're going to do it, and the defense was expecting that one. Great job in the back end.
They'll throw again after the incompletion. It's caught downfield. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. Comes out throwing on first down. He hauls it in, and nobody's close.
And there's no quit in this team. Obviously, they're trailing late in the game, but they're trying to make it happen. We've seen two big plays now, back-to-back. They're putting pressure on this defense.
They've hit him with back-to-back chunk plays. Now it's first and goal. Looking to throw it again. Makes the grab. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch. Defense in press coverage. On the ground. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. The defense calls the timeout, and that's their last one of the half. And they'll try to bite a chunk out of this lead on third and goal. Looking to throw. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Florida International. If this dude were a kitchen knife, he would be slicing tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching this defense. They've had absolutely no answers for him.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Florida Atlantic has the ball back, and the offense will try to put together a drive. After giving up that last touchdown, they still got the lead, but now feeling a little bit of pressure to answer with one of their own, David.
And it gets a little bit tight. Listen, we're getting later in the ball game. This offense punted last time. They got to find a few plays, Palmer, that they really love here. Steal some momentum back in this ball game.
They do, David, and after watching their defense just get gashed down the field that last drive, the dream drive for this offense would be to matriculate the ball down the field, eat up some clock, and finish it off with a touchdown.
Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. He's looking to pass. He uncorks a bullet to the right. And the pass is complete. He's got it at the 20. Who gives a hoot? The Owls do. It's a touchdown. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in week 3. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And no problem on the extra point as they push the lead to 19 here in the fourth. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Utah State proved it is battle-tested and capable of winning any place, any time after this one. And just think of the confidence this Aggies team gained today. Invaluable, if you ask me. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings, and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Guys, FIU ready to go back to work on offense. They'll start this drive with a pass. He's got his man. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. FIU pushing tempo.
Here's the deal. You're down 3 possessions. You know, it doesn't feel likely they're going to come back and win, but we've seen crazier stuff happen in college football. It all starts with a big completion on a 2-minute drive. They'll get the momentum started in your direction.
He wants to throw. And it's caught inside the 30. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers!
Man, that's a play this kid has been running ever since he was 7 years old at the park with his best friend, throwing him go routes right down the field. I'm running by a guy, I'm looking back, locating the football, making the catch, and he does it in a big moment here in this game.
2-point conversion attempt is coming. He'll ride his man on the option. Now the toss. He gets it in there for the 2, and now they've chopped that lead down to 11. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they cap things off with a big play up top, going 63 yards to the house. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Washington. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Florida Atlantic offense will return to the field. Keeping it on the ground with the single back. Now they've got breathing room, got 6 all the way out to the 20.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got a lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Looking for room. It's Underwood. Keeps it moving for a 3-yard gain to the 24. Boy, could they use a conversion on 3rd and short from their own 24. Working the middle, it's complete. Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the first down at the 30. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to third down. You get them to those critical points. Now they get the first down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
They'll run it. They want to take their time here. Couldn't find the lane. A pickup of 1 to the 31.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. They're trying to get to him. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Coming after him. And couldn't quite find the crevice he needed to pick up the first down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Florida Atlantic will send the punt unit onto the field. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. Fair catch called for, but a flag is on the field. Let's see what that's about. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. First down for this offense. He's looking to throw it. They're bringing heat. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are. You're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now through the play caller and certainly through the quarterback that you're going to have time to throw.
They'll go back to the air on 2nd down. He'll take a deep shot here. And that is his 5th interception, a nightmare he is not waking up from. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the 4th quarter, everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet. It's getting pretty close.
Florida Atlantic takes over again, and the Owls offense will go back to work. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football, make your plays, put a good drive together here.
Off the play fake. He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag. Lining up to convert 3rd down. Running to the left. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
Coming up, 4th down.
Florida Atlantic will have to send out the punt team. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. FIU gets it back, and the Panthers will send the offense back onto the field. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field and score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more of you.
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
This defense has taken the game over. They're winning the game in large part because of how dominant they've been up front, how good their pass rush has been.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. And he's thrown another interception. Takes it the other way. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Man, this defense did a perfect job understanding the situation. You know you got the lead. You know they're going to be passing. And you come after the quarterback, get the big hit. You get pressure on the quarterback, good things happen, and they make the big INT.
You know what's great about rivalry games? Each side hates every wretched breath the other one sucks into their greedy lungs. Figuratively speaking, of course. And when you win, oh, is that sweet.
It's glorious to be able to brag, to be able to text message your buddies, to be able to post stuff on social media. It's a lot of fun. I think fans like it more than anybody, but it's something that every year you have a couple games starred. This was one of them, Jesse. They took care of business, and now you move on to the next.
They really did, and we saw some great individual efforts in this game by the winning team, too. So cool.